Okay, good morning. This is the eighth topic I'm discussing today. As it shows here, eighth topic. Eighth topic means I finished topics like set theory, binomial theorem, etc. So this is the eighth topic, and in this eighth topic, it is the fourth session. In this topic, that is eighth topic, Cartesian system of rectangular coordinates and straight lines. This is the fourth. This is the fourth session. In the previous three sessions, I have solved 18 problems in this. Okay, this is for information. Now, I would like to tell you very clearly that I am not going to discuss the fundamentals, the theory, all that I assume that it is being discussed in the class, and also you might have studied in some professional classes you attended for entrance exams. This will help you only in the last 10 days as a revision. If you go through these uh, problems, it will help you a lot in the last uh, 10 or 15 days for the exams. So this is the main thing you have to know. Okay, wherever possible I will explain the formulas. Okay, now question number 19. If non-zero numbers a comma b comma c are in HP, then the straight line x by a plus y by b plus 1 by c equals 0 always passes through a fixed point, and that point is minus 1 comma minus 2, b minus 1 comma 2, third option 1 comma minus half, and fourth option 1 comma minus 2. If non-zero numbers a comma b comma c are in HP, then the straight line x by a plus y by b plus 1 by c equals 0 always passes through a fixed point, and that point is a minus 1 comma minus 2, b minus 1 comma 2, c 1 comma minus half, and d 1 comma minus 2. Okay. uh, I hope you understood the problem. If non-zero numbers are in HP means harmonic progression. It is the reciprocal of arithmetic progression. Then the straight line. So the straight line x by a plus y by b plus 1 by c equals 0 always passes through a fixed point. Straight line always passes through a fixed point, and that point is first option minus 1 comma minus 2, b minus 1 comma 2, c 1 comma minus half, and fourth option 1 comma minus 2. Okay, so the solution is, since a b c are in HP, okay, uh, you know the formula again, or you can get the formula. If a b c a comma b comma c are in HP, 1 by a comma 1 by b comma 1 by c will be in AP. So 1 by b will be the arithmetic mean of 1 by a and 1 by c. So calculate from there. What is arithmetic mean? Arithmetic mean means sum of the first and the last divided by 2. So we get this. This is a common thing. As I told you, fundamentals I explained, you should know it. So I'll get here, uh, see, among this the point is, then the equation always passes through the fixed point. So we have to know which point it is. Okay, so see here what happens now, x by a, if you see here 2 means, here see, x by a, x by a means y by b plus 1 by c. So for that, which satisfies this equation, we have to arrange it in such a way that when you put the x value and the y value, you are going to get this. Okay, so see here, if I put x as 1, that is 1 by a, 1 by a, y as minus 2, 1 by a, minus 2 by b plus 1 by c. So if you take 2 by b that side, it will be a 1 by a plus 1 by c equals 2 by b. So clearly this equation satisfies that. So it passes through the point 1 comma minus 2. So this is a logical question. I hope you are following it. Try to understand it. So once again I will explain. If non-zero numbers, okay, if non-zero numbers a comma b comma c are in HP means harmonic progression, it is the reciprocal of arithmetic progression, then the straight lines x by a plus y by b plus 1 by c equals 0, then the straight line x by a plus 1 y by b plus 1 by c equals 0 always passes through a fixed point. Straight line always passes through one point. That means the point is on this line. If the point is on the line, it should satisfy the equation. That point is, we want that point. A, first option minus 1 comma minus 2, second option minus 1 comma 2, third option 1 comma minus half, fourth option 1 comma minus 2. Okay, now here you can see, Since ABC are in HP, you can see here, since ABC are in HP, since ABC are in HP, I told you HP is the reverse process of, sorry, it's a HP means it is a reciprocal, its reciprocal will be in AP, okay. So it is given ABC are in HP, so 1 by A, comma 1 by B, comma 1 by C will be in AP, so 1 by B will be the arithmetic mean of 1 by A and 1 by C, so we get like this is a standard formula. I explained already once. Now we have to see for this particular equation, when you put which value here, you get this equation. So correctly you will get it for D 1 comma minus 2, so it passes through 1 comma minus 2, so the option D. I hope you followed this. Okay, I tried to explain, then think and work on that, you will certainly understand. Question number 20. If a vertex of a triangle is 1 comma 1, if a vertex of a triangle is 1 comma 1 and the midpoints of two sides through this vertex, and the midpoint of two sides passing through this vertex, I will show the diagram later, are minus 1 comma 2 and 3 comma 2, then the centroid of the triangle is, so A minus 1 comma 3 comma 7 comma 3, B minus 1 comma 7 by 3, C 1 by 3 comma 7 by 3, D 1 comma 7 by 3. So once again I am giving here, if a vertex of a triangle is 1 comma 1 and the midpoints of two sides through this vertex are minus 1 comma 2 and 3 comma 2, then the centroid of the triangle is minus 1 comma 3 comma 7 by 3, minus 1 comma 7 by 3, 1 by 3 comma 7 by 3, and fourth option 1 comma 7 by 3. Okay. Now you can see here, see 1 comma 1 is there and the straight line passing through that 1 comma 1 midpoints are given minus 1 comma 2 and 3 comma 2, like that. That is the question. Then the centroid of the triangle, then we join it, we take what is the centroid of the triangle. Okay, we take the other two vertices as B alpha comma beta and C, we take the other two vertices as B alpha comma beta and C gamma comma delta. We take the other two vertices as B alpha comma beta and C gamma comma delta. Okay, very clearly here alpha plus 1 by 2, because this is the midpoint, by midpoint formula, alpha plus 1 by 2 equals minus 1. That only I have written here, alpha plus 1 by 2 equals minus 1. So you get alpha as minus 3. So then beta plus 1, beta plus 1, here again beta plus 1 by 2 equals 2. So beta plus 1 is equal to 2 into 2. Okay, very clear. So we get alpha equals minus 3 and beta equals 3. I hope it is clear. So this B point will be minus 3 comma 3. But gamma plus 1 equals 6 and delta plus 1 equals 4. Gamma plus 1 equals 6 and delta plus 1 equals 4. Okay. Now here gamma equals 5 and delta equals 3. How I got it? See again here, gamma plus 1 by 2 equals 3, because 3 comma 2 is the midpoint. So 1 minute, 1 minute. The online some refers. Okay, sorry for the delay. Okay, again here, gamma plus 1 by 2 equals 3 because 3 by 3 comma 2 is the midpoint of 1 comma 1 and gamma comma delta. So gamma plus 1 by 2 equals 3 and delta plus 1 by 2 equals 2. So gamma plus 1 will be 2 into 3, that is 6 as I written here. Delta plus 1 by 2 equals 2, so delta plus 1 equals 4, so your gamma is 5 and delta is 3. So the coordinates of C will be 5 comma 3. So once we get this A, B and C, then it's a simple problem. We know the centroid, that is x1 plus centroid formula when the three vertices are x1 y1 x2 y2 x3 y. The formula is x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3 comma y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. That is what is being done here. So 1 plus minus 3 plus 5 divided by 3, 1 y coordinate 1 plus y coordinate 3 plus 3, 1 plus 3 plus 3 by 3. So we get 1 comma 7 by 3, hence we get the option as D. I hope you have followed it. So once again I will roughly explain. If a vertex of a triangle is 1 comma 1 and the midpoints of the two sides through this vertex are minus 1 comma 2 and 3 comma 2, then the centroid of the triangle is minus 1 comma 3 comma 7 by 3, B minus 1 comma 7 by 3, C 1 by 3 comma 7 by 3, D 1 comma 7 by 3. Okay, if a vertex of a triangle is 1 comma 1 and midpoints of the two sides through this vertex are minus 1 comma 2 and 3 comma 2, then the centroid of the triangle is among these four. So what we do here, see, let the two vertices be B alpha comma beta and C gamma comma delta. So by midpoint formula, alpha plus 1 by 2 equals minus 1. So alpha plus 1 is equal to 2 into minus 1. Okay, you can make out here very clearly. So from this I get alpha equals minus 3. Here again, since 3 comma 2 is the midpoint of here of this A and C, gamma plus 1 by 2, that is here. Okay, we'll first finish this. Beta plus 1 by 2 equals 2 because 1 minus 1 comma 2 is the midpoint. So beta plus 1 is 2 into 2, that is 4. So from that I get alpha as minus 3, beta as 3. So B, the coordinates of B will be minus 3 comma 3. Now we take the next, that is gamma plus 1 by 2 equals 3 and delta plus 1 by 2 equals 2. So gamma plus 1 equals 6 and delta plus 1 equals 4. So gamma is 5 and delta is 3. So C 5 comma 3. So once you get A, B, C coordinates x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, we get the centroid x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3, and hence we get the point. I hope it is clear now. Okay, so we go to the next question now. That is question number 20. It is little blurry here. Okay, I will just read it for you. That is some problem with the, see what it is, why it is like that. Okay, see question number 21. Okay, a straight line, it's blur for you, so I'll read it out. A straight line through the point A3 comma 4 is such that its intercept between the axis is directed at A. Intersect between the axis is uh, its equation is, okay, is bisected at A. This is bisected. A straight line through the point A3 comma 4 is such that its intercept between the axis is bisected at A. Is bisected at A. Its equation is, so x plus y equals 7, 3x minus 4y plus 7 equals 0, 4x plus 3y equals 24, and 3x plus 4y equals 25. Okay. So solution what we take, let the line be x by a plus y by b equals 1. Let the line be x by a plus y by b equals 1. Okay. This line meets the x-axis at a comma 0 and y-axis at b 0 comma b. This line meets the x-axis at a comma 0 and y-axis at b 0 comma b. Okay. So here we get here x-axis at a comma 0, y-axis at b 0 comma b. So we get here 3 comma 4 is equal to a by 2 comma b by 2. I hope you understood why. Because here line is, so this is the x-intercept, this is the y-intercept. Okay, 3 comma 4, a straight line through the point 3 comma 4 is such that it intercept between the axis is bisected at A. So the bisected at A. So 3 comma 4 will be, see, one point will be a comma 0. That is here I can take comma 0. Another point is 0 comma b. Okay, this point is bisected at 3 comma 4. So 3 comma 4 will be a plus 0 by 2, that is a by 2, because it's the midpoint of AB. 3 comma 4 will be the midpoint of AB according to the question. So 4 will be a plus 0 by 2 will be 3, b plus 0 plus b by 2 will be 4, so it will be like this. So from this I get a by 2 equals 3, b by 2 equals 4, so a equals 6 and b equals b equals 8. So the required line is x by 6 plus y by 8 equals 1. Taking LCM, we get 4x plus 3y equals 24. Once again, I'll explain this. A straight line through, understand the problem properly, understand the problem. A straight line through the point a 3 comma 4 is such that its intercept between the axes is bisected at a. Its equation is x plus y equals 7, 3x minus 4y plus 7 equals 0, 4x plus 3y minus equals 24, and 3x plus 4y equals 25. Okay. Intercept is given a name, so we use the intercept form of the line, that is x by a plus y by b equals 1. And it is given if the intercept is x by a, x intercept is a and y intercept is b from the intercept form. This is the intercept form. I told you should know the basics. So if the x intercept is a and y intercept is b, the point a will be a comma 0, the point a will be a comma 0, and the point b will be 0 comma b. Point a will be a comma 0 and the point b will be 0 comma b. Point a will be a comma 0 and b will be 0 comma b. So what happens here? 3 comma 4 will be the, as given in the question, it will be the midpoint of AB. 3 comma 4 will be the midpoint of AB. So a plus 0 by 2 equals 3. B plus 0 plus b by 2, or whatever, b plus 0, 0 plus b by 2 will be equal to 4. So 3 comma 4 is a by 2 comma b by 2. So a by 2 3, b by 2 4. So a 6 and b 8. So the required line is x by 6 plus y by 8 equals 1, which implies 4x plus 3y equals 24. So option C. So we get option C there. Now we go to the question number 22. Okay. 22. If a comma a squared falls inside the angle made by the line y equals x by 2 comma x greater than 0 and y equals 3x, x greater than 0, then a belongs to. Okay. If a comma a squared falls inside the angle, if a comma a squared, the points, if a comma a squared falls inside, where the position, inside the angle made by the line, y equals x by 2, x is positive, and y equals 3x. So if the point a comma a squared falls inside the angle made by the line y equals x by 2 and y equals 3x, then a belongs to 0 comma half, 3 comma infinity, half comma 3, minus 3 comma minus 2. Okay, how we do it? So it is given in the question that a comma a squared falls inside the angle made by y is equal to x by 2, x greater than 0, and y equals 3x, x greater than 0. Again, it is given clearly in the question that a comma a squared, where it is position, where is its position? So a comma a squared falls inside the angle made by the lines y equals x by 2, x greater than 0, and y equals 3x, x greater than 0. Okay. So what happens if it falls inside the angle? One, it has to satisfy this, that is y is a squared equals a by 2, a squared equals a by 2. So that will be a squared minus a by 2 should be greater than 0. Okay, a squared minus a by 2 should be greater than 0. And another is y equals 3x. 3x means y equals 3a. So y is a squared equals 3a. That is a squared minus 3a is less than 0. So it should be a squared minus 3a is less than 0, and a squared minus a by 2 is greater than 0, because if you look at the curves, you can make out. If you plot the y is equal to 3x is a line passing through the origin like this. Okay, and x by 2 is down, half x, again passing through the origin. So a squared minus 3a less than 0, a squared minus a by 2 greater than 0. When you substitute here, it is less. So we wrote this. When you substitute here, it should be between. So y is equal to 3x is above, so it should be less than, it should be in the middle. So less than, and here it should be greater than. So here we can say half less than a less than 3 from this. By simplification, which implies a belongs to half comma 3. From this you then you just find out. See, you can make out very clearly. A is common, so a minus 3, so a is less than 3. Here a is common, so a minus half, so a is greater than half, like that. Half less than a less than 3, so a belongs to half comma 3. A belongs to half comma 3. I hope you followed it. So I will explain it once again now. See, if a comma a squared falls inside, means in between the angle made by the line y equals x by 2, x greater than 0, and y equals 3x, x greater than 0, then a belongs to 0 comma half, second option 3 comma infinity, c half comma 3, and d minus 3 comma minus half. Okay, a comma a squared falls inside the angle made by the lines y equals x by 2, x greater than 0, and y equals 3x, x greater than 0. So this is the big line which is at the top, and y equal x by 2 is down. So it lies in between. So clearly substitute the value. Y is a squared, a is x is a, and simplify it. So a squared minus 3a less than 0, a squared minus a by 2 greater than 0. So we get half less than a is in between half and 3. So a belongs to half comma 3. Okay. So now we go to the next question, that is question number 23. 23. I think totally there are, okay, I have to be a bit faster. Anyway, 23. The perpendicular bisector of the line segment joining P1, 4. Understand the question. The perpendicular bisector of the line joining P1, 4 and QK, 3. Perpendicular means 90 degree. Bisector means passes through midpoint. So these 2 points has y-intercept equals 4. Then the possible value of k is a minus 4, b1, c2, d2. Okay. Now see here, let AB be the perpendicular here. Can I make out that? See, let AB be the perpendicular. Let AB be the perpendicular bisector of the line segment PQ. Let AB be the perpendicular bisector of the line segment PQ. You can see here, segment PQ. Now slope of PQ. See, now slope of PQ. AB be the, you can see a perpendicular, this is the midpoint. Okay, AB, this some name. So PQ, this is taken as R. Okay, now slope of PQ. Slope of PQ will be 3 minus 4 by k minus 1, or 4 minus 3 by 1 minus k, whatever. So this will be 1 by k minus 1. So the slope of PQ is 1 by k minus 1, means AB is perpendicular. You know, if two slopes are perpendicular, if two lines are perpendicular, the product of their slopes is minus 1. So here it will be k minus 1. The slope of AB will be k minus 1, because if you multiply this, you get minus 1. That you know. Now R is the midpoint of PQ. So R is the midpoint of PQ. So R will be k plus 1 by 2, 4 plus 3 by 2. That is k plus 1 by 2, 7 by 2. So now equation of AB is, so we got this point. See, R is a point on AB. So equation y minus y1, y minus 7 by 2 is equal to its slope of AB, k minus 1 into x minus x1, x minus k plus 1 by 2. Now given here, see, x equals 0 and y equals, because the intercept is minus 4, intercept minus 4, so y intercept minus 4. Y intercept means point on the y axis. Any point on the y axis, x coordinate is 0. So 0 comma minus 4. Given x equals 0, y equals minus 4. Okay, you can make out, I feel. See, as y intercept means it cuts the y axis at 0 comma minus 4. So x 0 minus 4. So put here x 0 and y minus 4, because it satisfies the equation, and then simplify it, okay, and then simplify it, you will get this, then simplify it, you will get, when you simplify it, you will get this, that is k squared minus 1 equals 15. You will get k squared minus 1 equals 15, and then simplify, you will get k equals plus or minus 4. You will get k equals plus or minus 4. Okay, but you will get k equals plus or minus 4. So hence k equals minus 4. Okay, why k equals minus 4? Because here k equals minus 4. Only if you take minus 4, you get the midpoint. If you take plus 4, it will go, it will not be a straight line, it will be in some other line. So we take k as minus 4. And also, if you see the answers, in answer plus 4 is not there, only minus 4. You think like that. So minus 4, that is the best idea to know. Okay, k equals minus 4, because in the answer only minus 4 is there. Okay, next question. Consider 3 points P minus sine beta minus alpha minus cos beta, Q cos beta minus alpha into comma sine beta, R cos beta minus alpha plus theta comma sine beta minus theta, where 0 less than alpha comma beta comma theta less than pi by 4. Then first option, P lies on line segment RQ, Q lies on line segment PR, R lies on line segment QP, and the fourth option, P comma Q comma R are non-collinear. P comma Q comma R are non-collinear. Okay, we have P minus sine of beta minus alpha comma minus cos beta, so that is x1 y1. Q as cos beta minus alpha comma sine beta, that is x2 y2, and R as cos beta minus alpha plus theta comma sine beta minus theta. Okay, now PQ you got, you take this as x1 y1, this as x2 y2. So we can write R, see, by simplifying here, that is cos A plus B formula, cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. So cos beta minus alpha cos theta minus sin beta minus alpha sin theta, like that. Sin beta minus theta is sin beta into cos theta plus cos beta into sin theta. In that way you simplify this and you write the answers, you will get R in this way. Okay, then what about T now? See, T, since slopes are equal, why slopes are equal here? Because see, alpha less than pi by 4, then see, consider 3 points. Okay, because they are non, so if you take this, since slopes are equal, we will get T as x2 cos theta plus x1 sin theta by cos theta comma sin theta, y2 cos theta plus y1 sin theta divided by cos theta comma sin theta. So we have to see which point holds here, since slopes are equal. So we will get P, Q and T are collinear. We can say P, Q and T are collinear. We get P, Q and T are collinear. Why? Because their slopes will be equal. You know, slopes are equal. So if P, Q and T are collinear, P, Q and R will be non-collinear. So the option is non-collinear, that is option D. So I go to question number 20 25. Okay, the lines p squared plus 1 into x minus y plus q and p squared plus 1 whole squared into x plus p squared plus 1 into y plus 2q equals 0 are perpendicular to a common line, for no value of p, exactly one value of p, exactly two values of p, more than two values of p. Okay, you can see the given lines are perpendicular to a common line. Okay, the given lines are parallel, the given lines are perpendicular to a common line. The given lines are perpendicular to a common line means the given lines are parallel, so their slopes are equal. So minus b by a formula both sides, then simplification, cross multiply, minus b by a, if ax plus by plus c, where b is the coefficient of y, x is the a is the coefficient of x, then simplify it, you will get p equals minus 1, because p squared plus 1 whole square is not equal to 0, you can divide, we get p equals minus 1, so the second option. Now we go to question number 26. Okay, the line L given by x by 5 plus y by b equals 1 passes through 13, 32. So read the question, see properly. The line L given by x by 5 plus y by b equals 1 passes through 13, 32. The line K parallel to L has the equation, see the line K which is parallel to L has the equation x by c plus y by 3 equals 1. Then the distance between L and K is, the distance between them, K is parallel to L, the distance between L and K is A 23 by root 15, B root 17, C 17 by root 5, D 23 by root 17. Okay, now solution. See, since the line x by 5, I can see, since the line x by 5 plus y by b equals 1, since the line x by 5 plus y by b equals 1 passes through 13, 32 as given in the question. So we can write 13 by 5, because x is 13, it satisfies the equation, y is 32 by b equals 1, we get b value. How? By simplifying this, That I wrote a try. You only have to do ordinary simplification. Don't get, please ask me. The line L becomes, okay, x by 5, b value I put, y by minus 20 equals 1. Simplify this, you will get write it in the form ax plus by plus c by taking LCM. 4x minus y minus 20 equals 0. I'll take it as 1. The line L is parallel to line K. It's given in the question. So, line K is x by c plus y by 3 equals 1. The line the line L is parallel to this line. So if the lines are parallel, their slopes are equal. So slope of 1 will be equal to slope of 2. So slope of 1 will be equal to here minus b by a, minus of minus 1 by 4 is equal to slope of this 2. That will be minus 1 by 3 by 1 by c. Okay, minus 1 by 3 divided by minus, it will be what? Minus 1 by 3 divided by. Okay, so what happens here? That is minus b by a, slope of 1 here, minus written b, minus 1 by 4 equals here minus b, minus I have written here b is coefficient of y 1 by 3 by a is coefficient of x 1 by c. So simplifying this, I will get c value. Okay, c value that I get minus 3 by 4. Try it, it's very simple. So the line K will be now x by minus 3 by 4 plus y by 3 equals 1. Simplify it, write it in the form ax plus by plus c equals 0. We get 4x minus 3y minus y plus 3 equals, and then find the distance between this. Distance, there is a formula. There is a formula. Again, formula you should know. Because I think mod of C1 minus C2. C1 minus C2 divided by absolute value of C1 minus C2 divided by square root of a squared plus b squared. The distance between the two parallel lines. Ax plus by plus C1 equals 0 and ax plus by plus C2 equals 0. It should be ax plus by because the parallel coefficient of x and y will be same. The distance between the two lines will be C1 minus C2. So minus 20 minus 3, that will be minus 23, but absolute value will be 23 divided by square root of a is because they are parallel, they are equal, 16 plus 1. So 23 by root 17. So the option is D. I hope you have followed it. Okay. So now practice these questions. Okay. Any doubt, please ask me. Don't hesitate to ask. I'll be happy if you ask. Now the time is up. I wind up the session here. All the best. Thank you.